Rajat, I have a very basic question, partly unrelated to your talk, but I'm just trying to clarify one confusion in my mind. So in the previous talk, you talked about the distances of the Kurukshetra, and you mentioned one Ashwini is 9 kilometers, and one Yojan is 8.4 kilometers. So my unrelated point is, in the Hanuman Chalisa, there is a line, I'm sure you know what I'm referring to. There is a line which goes, Yug Sahastra Yojan Par Bhanu. And the translation of that is, Yug is supposed to be 12,000 years. Sahasra is 1,000 and Yojan is 9. So 12,000 into 1,000 into 9 comes to 96 million, which is the distance from the sun to the earth. Now the only thing is that 96 million is actually in miles, not in kilometers. So that is my confusion is, do we take Yojan as kilometers or miles? That's my...
Yojan is not kilometers or miles, right? It is some kilometers or some miles. It is either way, right? See, scientifically, what you have to say is, Yojan is how many kilometers or how many miles. Okay? And now this is what the effort is. Sieving facts from fiction. Now where from these Yojanas come, do you know? They come from astronomical conventions. What they do is actually, there is a belief that these bodies, heavenly bodies, celestial bodies are moving, and the rate of their movement is proportional to their distance from the earth. Okay? It's a very simple thing. Rate is known, it's an observable thing. Okay? According to that basis, the slower ones will be further off, faster ones are nearer to us. Okay? That is how the sun distance is calculated by all the Indian astronomers. And not only Indian astronomers, that is how Greek astronomers also do. Because they have those, they have those epicycles and cycles. Their geocentric model is there, right? So you make it, because you want to predict where that planet will be, and sun is also a planet, remember. Sun is also a planet for a astronomer. So what he does is, he has to predict after these many hours, after these many days, where it will be. So then he has a rate of its motion, and then he is going to write an equation, and then he has a table, and then he finds. So for that he needs the distance. He also needs the diameter of the, he is not talking about the diameter of the object. He is not talking about the celestial object. He is just, extrapolating things. So if I understand these conventions, then would we then search for some scientifically established data in our scriptures? Do reverse engineering? What good it would be? Just to believe that, oh, we were right. We all along knew it. But then you didn't know, they told you, and then now you are saying it, you know it. That reverse engineering is no good. That is not what we have done. Okay? So Yojan for us is not a fabulous unit. It has a definition. It does match with its convention later on in Kautilya Arthashastra, as shown by me. 8.4 kilometers is whatever that convention is. Actually, Yojan later on was defined as a what we call derived unit. If somebody, those who are science students, we understand that only one unit of length should be taken as a fundamental unit. All the other units will be defined in terms of that unit. Like for example, how long is a kilometer? Of course, it is 1,000 meters. How long is a meter? Now that again you cannot define in terms of length. You will have to define it in terms of some physical, some phenomena. So generally it was previously defined as distance between these two marks, kept in Louvre. But then originally it was some part of the meridian going through Paris. It is exactly the day it has been done. It is the curvature of the earth which gives us a unit of distance and has been shown. So Yojan, Ashwin and Devrathanya all are relatable. Okay? And I do not want any astronomers with their conventions to prove their things now after the discoveries by modern scientists.
Okay. Yeah. The only thing is, this seems very much of a coincidence that
again, what is a coincidence if you have mixed up the miles with a...
No. So
one and a half times,
that's what
right?
I'm saying. The coincidence seems to be that in this distance calculation, Yojan is can be taken as 8.4 kilometers.
Okay, so what you will do is you will reverse engineer. What you will do is whatever sun, known distance to the sun you will take, and whatever how many yojanas it is in as per the Tulsi Ramayana, and then you will say yojana is 6 kilometers, or you will say yojana is 12 kilometers. But then what good is it? Have we derived any new knowledge except patting our back? Oh, Tulsi Ramayana also he already knew the distance to the sun. But you should know how he said it, na. There is a definite tradition as to how he has said it. So what is the point in defying that? And then saying that, okay, the modern distance has been now found. There is no point.
Kendra ji, namaste. I don't know where I have read this, but in either Nikhil Danino's book or in Land of Seven Rivers by Sanjeev Sanyal, somewhere I read that firstly that the Sarasvati flows into the sea. There is some shloka which says Sarasvati flows into the sea, and you mentioned that where in the depression the Sarasvati disappears. So that is why. So whether it was early Rig Vedic period or something, so there is a confusion. You understand my question?
Yes, I very well understand.
And I want to relate this to the point that you mentioned that it is a rain-fed river, and yet it is a perennial river. So I don't understand. Rain-fed means it will be monsoonal. So
then you have not seen Narmada. Then you have not seen Narmada. Then you do not know all the peninsular rivers.
No,
right?
I don't know.
There are only few rivers which are glacier fed.
Okay.
Most of the Indian rivers are rain fed, and they are perennial. And a number of them. Why such a misconception? And when the rains are copious, in fact, I suggest, being a computer scientist, I know if they really gather data of the rain and if they calculate the parameters of seepage, I have challenged the Kurukshetra scientists. Go ahead and do a simulation. Find out at what rainfall this river will even start today flowing. It is possible to do it. It can be shown that this river does not need a glacier. In fact, I will show the mantra that you are talking about is Eka Chetat Sumatir Nadina Shuchiriyati Giribhya Samudrat. That is a ruk. It is supposed to say that Sarasvati is flowing from hills. Mind you, it is not saying Himalaya. It is saying it is flowing from hills to the sea. Okay? It appears to say so. And then what it says? Eka. It is the only one. What have the others done wrong? All the rivers are like this only. Then why call it Eka only? It's a counter evidence. It's a counter evidence. If Sarasvati is, in fact, if it would have flown also from the glacier, I would say it should be ruled out as a sacred river. Because all the other rivers, they are at par with Sarasvati. Why single it out? In fact, it is to be singled out. In fact, if you understand what they are doing with Sarasvati, you will realize they do not stay along Ganga. Why? Is it unapproachable? Whether they cannot go there? Why are not they performing their yagas on Ganga or Yamuna or Shutudri? Are they not knowing these rivers? Were they not mighty and still they are mighty? Then why single out Sarasvati? It is the ball is in your court. I say it was never a river alike others. It was essentially what we have. It's a river in the plains and it flows very slowly. Interestingly, it is not a mighty river, but it is a sacred river. Now, why sacred? Why mighty? What is the difference between it? That all for that one has to understand what is Daivi Sampad and what is Asuri Sampad. One will need to know because how does one define sacred? Now somebody cannot come and say no, sacred has to be big. No, that is not a tenable argument, right? I say Sarasvati is sacred. It has merits by which it is. They say it is feeding us. What have other rivers are not feeding us? Vaje bhir bajini vati Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirpajinivati Dhinama Vitrevatu. Why are all these ruks, which are supposed to talk of a Saraswati as a river, why are always they are invited, why Saraswati is invited to come to their yaga? If you are doing that yaga on the bank of Ganga, is your Saraswati supposed to come there physically? But yagas are supposed to be done everywhere. It is the Saraswati Satra which is being done on Saraswati, and there is not a single Havi in Saraswati Satra for Saraswati. Hey, interestingly. But where are the Saraswati Havis? They are always there in any of the yagas. In fact, every Darsha Purnamasa has Ida Saraswati Bharati. And what is it? Is it Saraswati river which is being invited in Tamil Nadu? No, it is not. Nobody thinks like that. So, Iyam Shushme Bharvisaka Ivarujat Sanu Girinanta Vishe Bhirurimi Bhivi Paravatagni Mavasi Suvrukti Bhi Saraswati Ma Vivasema Dhiti Bhi. Again, what happens? You appear to describe it as if it is a river. The adjectives are of a river. But what is being prayed to? To come to our Ayadnya, accept our Havi, listen to us, help our intellect. Then, I ask, if Saraswati is a river, now Vedics have, you are falling in trap of the Europeans. What you are thinking is, they are basically assuming that concept of animism, that these were very primitive people, then they had this mighty river on which, the bank of which they were living, or the first time they came there, and then what they did was, they started praying to it. Means you have now played in their hand. So your rishis, you have forfeited their authority. Are rishis? I am asking those questions. Is the tradition saying so? You are quoting Yaska. He says, Api Nadivan Nigamo Bhavati. And Nadivad Nigamo Bhavati. I will give another example. How the deities are there. In this Veda, is the Saraswati only deity? No, of course we have Agni. Then what is this Agni supposed to be? Agnena Svadaraye Asman Vishwani Deva Yunani Vidvan Yodhyasmajjuhuranameno Bhuishthan Tenamuktim Videma. What is this Agni supposed to do? Hey, fire will only burn, na? What? It will clear me of the ena in my buddhi? Will it take me to the yonder worlds? No, that is all superstition. Then you better only interpret those Vedas. Those are not my Vedas. I don't talk of superstitions in Vedas. Okay. So if Agni is not even this merely fire, what to talk of Saraswati? But then does Veda do not have Saraswati? I have shown ample evidence here, na. In Vedic ritualistic manuals, what happens is, when you are doing Rajasuya, what they say is, Saraswati Rapo Grunhati Apamba Etat Prusthanyat Saraswati. What it is saying? Bring the water of Saraswati. Now, are you going to bring the water of Devata? If the sentence says, bring the water of Saraswati, what are you going to bring? You are going to bring the water of Saraswati river. Is it clear? The context makes it clear. Where you are focusing upon it's the same problem. People don't understand Vedanta, right? I am not going to give an explanation of Vedanta, but you try to understand. There is a basic dualism in Veda where we have a Chaitanya and then we have a body. So if I am speaking here, I am like this, I am these many kilos, I am not really that. Okay? If somebody doesn't understand this, he is not going to understand what Saraswati is. Okay? And for him that Saraswati is going to be a mighty river, and then he is going to imagine that it is a glacier fed river, and if he doesn't have any tear in the Shivaliks to accommodate Saraswati, he is going to conjure up, he is going to speculate that probably Yamuna was joining Saraswati and then this Shutudri was joining Saraswati. But my dear friends, the same Rigveda which talks of Saraswati, it also talks of Shutudri Vipat. Vipat Shutudryoho. It talks of a confluence of Vipat with Shutudri. Now, what is this Ardhacharatiyam? You want to have only Mitha Mitha Gadap Kadva Kadva Thu. Whatever is supporting you, you will take, and the others you will reject. The same Rigveda, it talks of Vipat, Shutudri joining Vipat. What has it done harm to you? So, Saraswati has many streams. Some of them do come from hills, but they are not major streams. They are in fact the lesser ones. The southern, if you see that picture, the southernmost stream in between Drushatvati and Sarasvati, you go from Drushatvati to Sarasvati, and then Sarasvati is flowing from that Plaksha Prasravana. It may be the minor one, but it is the sacred one. The text says so, and if text says it is sacred, who am I to question it? I will not enter into their arena. If they call it sacred, if they say do the yaga from here to there, some scholar says, why were they going to Yamuna for bath? Probably Yamuna, this is a proof that Yamuna is feeding Saraswati. No, it's a funny thing, you know. You give up the yaga at this Plaksha Prasravana, you go to Yamuna, and who am I to speculate that probably because Yamuna was part of Saraswati, such a thing has been prescribed. Then what has happened to the Drushatvati in between? The Saraswati should have gone to Drushatvati, because Drushatvati is in between Saraswati and Yamuna. So, if at all Saraswati was to feed Yamuna, Yamuna is to feed Saraswati, it should be flowing in the channel of Drushatvati. If you keep that satellite image, it would be actually, Saraswati, right? See, actually what the text says is, you start at Vinashana, okay? And then it says, Pratipayanti nahi anvipam. If Yamuna were to feed Saraswati, what will happen? It will first merge in Drushatvati channel. The red one is Yamuna.
Yamuna, okay.
And now if it has to feed Saraswati at all, it will have to feed Drushatvati, because waters can't jump. And within 5,000 years, the terrains have not changed. You can't see, you can't imagine there was an upper heaven. But without a record of, see, once one starts speculating, there is a lot of speculation and less of evidence. That is the problem. So now what we see is, this Vinashana, what we see, they are actually aware of this phenomena. What they say in that text, this text, what it says, I will explain. I will show you. Pratipayanti. It says, first it says Sarasvatya Vinashana Dikshanti, then it says Pratipayanti. What is Pratipam? Upstream. Go upstream. Nahi anvipam. Now what does this sentence mean? The sentence means Nahi anvipam, downstream does not exist. Now what does downstream does not exist mean? That is exactly what is the meaning of Vinashana. In the mid course, the Saraswati has vanished. What does it mean? The natural corollary is it was going further in some past time. In some previous epoch, it was going further down, all the way to the sea naturally. Where else it would go?
So when does that text appear? That
But
where
then
it is talking about?
that text dating that, it will be a matter of Purakalpa. As I have shown, if the Vedic text says that Manu, there was a flood and Manu took his boat and then he landed there and etc. etc. Now what is its period? How do I find it out? I do find, yes, it happened. That much I can conclude. And of course there are doubts. So one has to raise mythology, filter from the facts. And now doing it scientifically, we should do something which has some evidences with us. So now, at the most, what can I do? What I can do is, just a second. What we can do in this case is, if geologists were to tell us, well, it became Vinashana in these many years, and if they also tell us, oh, well, it used to flow up to sea, like they say, they do say, 17,000 years before, on the basis of tritium analysis. When they dig out the water from inside the Jaisalmer dry bed of this paleo channel, when they dig out, then they make the tritium analysis and then they, 17,000 years, 20,000 years back it was like that. Well, fine, I have to believe in it. But then what do I contribute to them? They have all the evidences. How do I name it also as Saraswati? Come on, if there are 4 or 5 channels, how do I name them? Does my text have any names for them? So what is the point? What are we doing? We are a purposeful. We are not doing kakadanta pariksha, as we say in our text. हम निष्प्रयोजन activity नहीं कर रहे हैं. We have a definite objective in mind, and we want to relate hard physical facts which have been recovered. We want to relate them to our literary evidences, so both of them get substantiated, and our ancient history, geography, at least in the period as mentioned in the epoch of Veda Shakha Pravachana, comes out of that debate and goes into the textbooks. That is the purpose.
So forgive me for being unaware, but I just want to ask out of curiosity that in the text, has there been a mention of the physical aspects of the Saraswati River, that how mighty actually it might be, or in comparison to, let's say, the Brahmaputra or the Ganga, how much of water it had, or if you compare them, if we can make an estimation of the amount of water that used to flow there. And the second part of my question would be that if it used to flow, if you can sort of project that map on a larger scale and can tell us the sort of the exact area that it was flowing in, then I assume that it went into some portions of Rajasthan, right?
Well, we have shown the.
Yeah. So in that case,
it's a definite place. It is near Anupgarh.
Right. So if it's there near Rajasthan, then the Thar Desert and the drying up of that place, how does it go together? If such a mighty river is flowing in that region and there's a desert, that is
you committed mighty. I didn't.
Okay. Yeah. So the first one is the physical aspect.
It is Sarasvati. It is not might. But then again, see, you are asking me what are the references, right? And I don't mince my words, right? Do I have length of the breadth of the river? I showed you the length. You want me to tell the breadth? I don't.
That's what
I don't have. Okay, but I do have information like what absence also works sometimes. Now Sarasvati, if you will wonder, this Sarasvati, we have mentions of what we call Sarasvatyaha Naitandhava Nama Armaha Tesha Meko Vyarnaha. We have a sentence in the same Vedic passage which says Sarasvati has many armas, one of them is waterless. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means there is another sentence there in the same passage. Ya esha uttarena sthularmam radaha. Sarasvati is full of rada. It makes ponds and it slowly flows. It drifts. The water flows all the way. It is perennial. It is available throughout the course. But it is a grazing land. And never will you find a reference of crossing Sarasvati, making a bridge across it. In none of this literature you will ever find crossing Saraswati. You will find crossing Yamuna, you will find crossing Ganga, you will find crossing Satudri. You will not find crossing Saraswati. It is crossable everywhere. It is fordable everywhere. Like Yamuna is in the summers. We stay in Yamuna, and Yamuna is crossable by feet in summers. So is Ganga at some places. Saraswati is everywhere, almost, except in those radas maybe. So we have the description like we see, as I told, Ya esha uttarena sthularmam radaha. It has a lot of, if you see, in the ancient times, it might have been a mighty river. But then again I said, what does it do? What is my purpose? What is my purpose? Am I really interested in Saraswati? Or am I really interested in Bharatas? I am interested in Bharatas. People are saying Saraswati is in Afghanistan. Okay? People are saying Saraswati is in Prayag. People are saying Saraswati is in Pushkar. People are saying Saraswati is Mahana Badrinath. People are saying Saraswati is in Siddhapur, Patan. People are saying Saraswati is in Prabhas, Patan. I say, gentlemen, look, this is a text. It matches with physical ground. So both are corroborated. Let us not now further debate about this issue. Does this river go into Prayag? It should not go, right? In fact, the explanation for Prayag is very simple. That is one of my FAQs. If you have not asked this question, people, every day you see some video channel showing Mahana Badrinath having a Saraswati, and then they morph the video and then show suddenly that Saraswati is ending there. This cheating, when will we Indians stop? When will we stop cheating ourselves? Okay, so this is a quest for facts out of fiction. So I am again not, please don't ask me to speculate. I won't do it anyways, even if you ask me.
What Rahul was talking earlier, whether the Sarasvati actually flowed into the sea or not, or the ocean or not. So Vinashana, where exactly it is, I think it's somewhere close to Gujarat, Rajasthan.
Maybe I showed it. It is near Anupgarh. This is 68 GB. This is near Anupgarh. The Anupgarh, if you see, this is the boundary of India and Pakistan. And there is a town here called Anupgarh. And just across it is a famous site of Laila Majnu ka Tila. And just across this channel, this is the actual flow of Ghaggar. And this flow of Ghaggar, all the Harappan sites are only on this channel. And this channel ends in Marot, Derawar Fort in Cholistan desert of Pakistan. This depression, which is, if you can see the course of the river, this is the original course, which ends near Khajuwala.
Khajuwala is in Gujarat or
No. It is just 60 kilometers downstream. This is Anupgarh. This is Suratgarh. Okay, the Suratgarh road goes to Anupgarh via this is, in fact, most of it is covered by roads, and in fact you see 12 meters of clay is there in this bed. If you see, there are huge brick. The whole area is of brick industry. 12 meters of clay. Not a single piece of stone can be found in this. At 30 meters we have the first that what they call aquifer, or what some names they have. And if you break that stone, then you get sweet water. Otherwise there is no water around here. So this is the 12 meters of what? Red clay. And on both the sides, what is there? Avalyn sand blown by the wind. This is actually, I can also speculate, but I am not going to. I have some hunches about its ancient ways. Actually, there was a well, if you pull the words from my mouth. So it is Paravata. In fact, there was a hill range here called Paravata. This range here is called Arvavata. The Aravalis of today are called Arvavata. And there was a Paravata which has been now completely destroyed, and this desert has formed out of it. It has been blown away by wind, and this sand has made this. It is covering. In fact, if you see this Drushyadvati, it is not very easy to find out Drushyadvati like this. If you go to Nohar, from Bhadra to Nohar, it is completely covered by sand, few meters deep. But inside, there are definite, this full of Harappan sites from here to here. Bhadra, Jhansal, Ramgarhi, we have actually traveled. We have seen all those sites, Karanpura, Nohar, and it is full of Harappan sites. Presently, it is all covered by Avalyn sand.
So my question was, further down, there is also a speculation or a finding, I don't know how accurate it is, that the run of Kutch, which exists today, is actually the delta of the erstwhile Saraswati.
Agreed. In fact, they show many channels. You can see that Paleochannel study. I am not doing, remember, I am accepting all those geological studies. What was the time that it was happening like that?
That's what I'm asking.
That is happening in 20,000 years back. That I said. The proof, see, it is the space-time. It is flowing, I don't deny, but it is flowing some 20,000 years back. Does my text have any information which I can relate to? I would have related. I don't have.
So that's what I'm trying to raise, because also another thing is that Lothal, which is one of the major centers, was supposed to be a port city.
Yes,
right?
It is a port city.
But if you look at the location of Lothal, it is in the center of Kutch.
No. Lothal is near Ahmedabad. It is on the river called Bhogavo. And that is a part of a riverine system called Sabarmati. Okay? And actually, the time that Sarasvati was flowing all the way up to Dholavira, it is not Lothal, it is flowing up to Dholavira. At that time, Saurashtra is an island.
That is what I was.
Saurashtra is an island. The Bay of Khambat and Bay of Kutch are meeting together near Viramgam, Kharagoda. I belong to that region, so.
So these are now getting established, or these are?
But then, the fun is here. My area is relating literary evidences, references with physical facts. I am not an archaeologist, I am not a hydrologist, I am not interested in the geography of India as it was 20,000 years back, because it doesn't serve me any purpose. Once I establish, if, as I have shown in this study, if the scholars come to a unanimity, reasonable unanimity, if they agree, yes, this is all appears to be correct and this should be accepted, whatever references I have shown, they should be verified, and all the other things, the evidences, if they match, what will be the result?
It will establish that this civilization was there. Currently, right now, as you are saying, half of them are hidden under sand.
So the result is Vedics are here in Kurukshetra forever, since wherever they were. Vedas are not composed within 3960 to 2840 BCE at least. They might be composed. Talagiri says, this is that. People come and, they have lots of arguments. Why should I bother? Because my purpose is, once I establish that these texts have not come from outside, at least in a decidable age, they have a decidable geography, they have a decidable ritual practice, all of it finds physical evidences. Does my history get rewritten? That is the question. That is the purpose.
And we should have the solid evidences, because we go back in 20,000, 10,000, our evidences also become weak. Archaeological evidences, we don't find any archaeological evidences to support us. So if we focus more on strong at 5,000 BP or 3,000 to 4,000 BC kind of a thing, then we are getting the, like we were talking of this desert, right? Now this Thar desert, we are talking that it was a forest at that time, and to support it, we have the archaeological evidence. What is the support? In Kalibanga, Chulha, we get the bones of rhinosaur. कालीबंगा के चूल्हों में राइनोसोर की हड्डियां मिल रही हैं, मतलब राइनोसोर थे वहां पर, मतलब इतना बड़ा जंगल था वहां पर जिसमें राइनोसोर रह सकते थे, और हम भी कह रहे हैं कि हाँ यहाँ पर पहले जंगल था, ये रेगिस्तान नहीं था। जैसे हमने कहा कि मरव रेगिस्तान था जो डब्बाली है वहां पर, और ये रेगिस्तान नहीं था। सो अवर आर्कियोलॉजी कैन सपोर्ट अस इफ वी restrict ourselves in this area. If we go behind like 8,000, 10,000, then our evidences become weak, and then our case also becomes weak.
Then we are talking more hypothetically.
Yes,
so
and then we have to put many speculations in between, which can be, doubted, and then our main.
The point is, trouble is what we are doing is, see, I have to give a name of a river. Who is doubting a river? But what is the name of the river? Is it yours or somebody else's? That is the question, na? You don't realize. It is not the river which is being doubted. This river is Mr. Irfan Habib doubting this river? Is Mr. Irfan Habib doubting this river? He is not. What is he saying? This is not your Sarasvati. Your Sarasvati is Haravati in Afghanistan. What are we doing? Do we forget what we are doing? If I show Sarasvati, Drushatvati, Sangam, these 72 kilometers from here, then the Vinashana, and then I show Plaksha Prasravana, and then I show Yamuna, then Snan. Now take it to Afghanistan. Now show it in Afghanistan. Show it in Bengal. Show it wherever you want. That's the challenge. That is the purpose. I am not interested in what is happening in 20,000 years, although the river was very big. How does it help me?
I have two questions.
Yeah.
First one is whether you have looked at Liviu Giosan's work on fluvial landscapes of Saraswati that came out around 4 or 5 years ago. So he had talked about changes in cultivation patterns. I mean, are you aware of that? And I mean, does that fit?
We are talking about some work showing
changes
change
in
of cultivation pattern.
based and implying some monsoon changes which would have Caused this
monsoon. Yeah, but it's amply proven that monsoons, there was a wet spell. Like she also discussed. There are ample evidences, circumstantial evidences, and all these people, how they are doing, they do pollen study. Then somebody does pollen study in Lunkaransar, and then somebody does it in Didwana Lake, and then he says it had a wet spell, and somebody else says no, it didn't have a wet spell. So these kind of things are going on in those scholarly areas, which hardly affects us, right? So I have not wavered from my interest. I am trying to identify Vedic names onto geography and geographical evidences. Do I have any descriptions in Veda? So I am trying to relate these two. That is my purpose, and I hope you are the judge. Have I succeeded? I don't take it as an expert, but at least have I succeeded? And if I succeeded, I request all of us to unite and take this case to Parliament of India or our netas or whatever, whoever, and ask them to come and make a critical study. Either reject this. 1 year I have already done this study. I have shared with almost all the authorities. I have given it to, not to name, but if I can take the names, I have talked to all the archaeologists surviving today. It in fact started with Professor R.S. Bisht. He was very gracious too. In fact, he was the one who challenged me. You are studying Vedas, then show me where Vinashana is. He's a very interesting person. He is an archaeologist taking a lot of interest in Vedas. So he was the one who prompted me to do this study right in last April. The first, after making one visit of the whole area, I came and said, I have lots of material for you if you want. So I went to his house. And then he said, but then tell me Vinashan, where is it? Then I said, sir, aapka kya kaha hai, sir? He said, Yajmana Mandi in Derived, near Derived Fort in Pakistan. Yajmana Mandi, the name sounds like Yajmana. Then I said, but well, Yajmana Mandi. Then I looked into the matter, and then I came up, no, it cannot be. At that time, that was the time where it clicked, Ashwin is this much. And then I mapped it, verified it. I have two references to verify these distances. And then I have shown the description of the yag also fits. So then I was very myself convinced. Then I went to him, shared with him. He lied. He said, go ahead and publish it. I said, please help me get it published. I am not a scholar, right? He said, no, that you will have to do yourself. So then I was, fortunately some help came. I went to Lucknow University. I presented that. There was Professor K.K. Thapaliya. He liked that. He said, okay, it's a nice work, you go ahead. But I said, please help me. No, that you do it yourself. So that is the story. So, and that story has gone on. After that, I came to this Harappan find. And recently I have come to this epoch after being in contact with Mr. Nilesh Oak. And Nilesh ji ke saath, after that because that one astronomer actually, I had another, this Shishumara find I already had. Then there is one astronomer in Bangalore, Professor Shailaja. So she said, no, all Vedic references are very vague. I was also scratching my head, yes. Then after discovering these passages and their meaning, I saw what Tilak has to say, what Sengupta has to say. Because I am a person, I have never bothered to read anybody's writing. I am only interested in primary things. I have been a student of Veda, last 30 years I have spent. I was a computer scientist and I can understand these computer algorithms and how they are cheating with the genetics. But that is not actually not my field, but would like, why this, वो जैसा हिंदी में कहते हैं जो गड्ढा खोदता है ना वही गिरता है पर तो हम क्यों गड्ढा खोदे उन लोगों को खोदने तो वही गिरने वाले हैं उसमें उसकी कोई बहुत ज़्यादा चिंता नहीं है सो व्हाट वी शुड डू इज वी शुड ट्रेड ऑन सॉलिड ग्राउंड्स हमें फैक्ट्स और फिक्शन को अलग करना सीखना पड़ेगा हम तुलसी रामायण पुराण इन सबको रिस्पेक्ट कर सकते हैं परंतु उसको मिक्सअप नहीं कर सकते उसको अपनी जगह पे रहने दो ना जैसे मैं कह रहा हूं इस वेद के किसी भी याग को यदि आपने प्रश्न नहीं पूछे पूछते रहते नीलेश जी ने भी मुझे तुरंत पूछा कि फिर करते किस लिए थे ये याग दैट इज नॉट माई पॉइंट आई विल नॉट इफ यू वांट टू आस्क व्हाई दे वर डूइंग इट देन यू बेटर कम एंड आस्क मी आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू टेल यू हियर बिकॉज दैट इज देयर टर्फ इन अपने गली में तो कुत्ता भी शेर होता है तो ये तो वेद है आप उसकी गली में घुस जाओगे ना आपको कोई चांस नहीं, कोई दोबारा रास्ता नहीं आपके लिए कि आप बच जाओ उसमें से। अब समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? अर्थात उस पवित्रता की बातें, वो जो देवता का कंसेप्ट, वो आत्मा का कंसेप्ट, उससे आप कहां बच जाओगे? पर घुसोगे ही नहीं ना, तुम तो बदमाश हो, तुम तो उसको केवल उसकी हत्या करना चाह रहे हो। अब उसमें तुम्हें क्या मतलब है उसमें अंदर क्या है उसके? तुम तो गला घोटना चाह रहे हो उसका। मतलब ये ऑफ द रिकॉर्ड मतलब ऐसा सब शब्दावली चूंकि शायद नहीं बोलना अलाउड है, तो हमारा कहना है कि ये ऋग्वेदिक सरस्वती, ऋग्वेदिक सरस्वती मतलब तुम क्या करना चाह रहे हो? एनिमिज्म को एक्सेप्ट करना चाह रहे हो? क्या करना क्या चाह रहे हो? क्या हम नदी पूजक बनाना चाह रहे हो हमको? क्या करने? व्हाट आर वी डूइंग? लेट अस स्टिक टू द पर्पस। चाह क्या रहे हम आर्यन इनोवेशन को, हमारा जो गौरव गाथा है उसको हम लिखना चाह रहे हैं ना, तो लिखो ना भैया, इसको एस्टेब्लिश कर लो, वेरीफाई कर लो, कह दो मुरुगेंद्र इज रॉन्ग, वेलकम। हम तो व्हाट एल्स इज साइंटिफिक रिगरस स्टडी फॉर? गो एंड शो दैट दिस सेंटेंस डू नॉट मीन व्हाट आई एम सेइंग। मीमांसा शास्त्र पढ़ा है पूरा, हम भी पूरी मदद कर देंगे, हम ही अपने आप को झुठलाने के लिए। मैंने इसका खंडन भी एक बार लिख के रखा था वैदिकों की दृष्टि से, क्योंकि वैदिकों का ऐसा मत होता है कि कहीं भी आप क्रोनोलॉजी वाली बात करेंगे ना वेद में, तो दे बिकम वेरी एंग्री, बिकॉज देयर वैदिक्स हैव देयर ऑन डॉगमास। तो वो क्या, हाँ वेदों में डेट, वेदों में कहाँ डेट, वेद हैज टू बी सनातन। पर मैं कहता अरे भाई, दीगर न स्थानो और अपराध है, ये दंधो न पश्यति। अभी मैं खंबा नहीं देखूं और उसको टक्कर मार दूं तो उसमें उसका क्या अपराध है भैया? है, यदि सरस्वती का विनाशन हो रहा है और वो पहले पूरी जा रही थी समुद्र में, तो अब मैं क्या करूं उसमें? व्हाट कैन आई डू? ये जो वाक्य है जो कह रहा है सरस्वत्या विनाशन है दीक्षण थे, और हम कहेंगे नहीं जी सरस्वती तो समुद्र में ही जानी चाहिए, तो मैं क्या करूं उसमें? आई डोंट हैव ए विशफुल थिंकिंग। सरस्वती जाती होगी, जाती होगी। ये वाक्य कह रहा है सरस्वत्या विनाशन है दीक्षण थे, वर्तमान काल का प्रयोग है, तुम करो, जाओ वहां पर विनाशन पे जाओ और शुरू करो ये याग। दिस इज नो मतलब ये कोई फेबल नहीं है, यहां पर कोई कहानी नहीं बता रहा है, यहां किसी को करने को बता रहे हैं, और 22 साल तक कर रहे हैं आप याग, उसके भी चिन्ह है, इस याग के चिन्ह। और ये आपको एक बताओ, कोई एक दो टेक्स्ट है क्या? सारा वेद, माइंड माई वर्ड, ऑल द, ऐसा नहीं कि ऋग्वेद में, सामवेद में, ना 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 ना, ऑल द टेक्स्ट यूनिफॉर्मली। दैट इज वाई द वर्ड इज यूज्ड बाय वैदिक रिचुअलिस्टिक मैन्युअल्स। घुसो तो पता चलेगा कि इतनी यूनिफॉर्मिटी है उसमें, कितना डेप्थ है उसमें, कितना डिटेल है। आप उसको, यू कैन ओनली रियलाइज द सेंस ऑफ इट इज नॉट, नो फेबल। वहां कोई हनुमान जी उड़ करके जा सकते हैं सूर्य के पे, जा सकते कि नहीं जा सकते, कैसे जाते होंगे, उन्होंने उसको निगला था कि नहीं, उसको हनु को तोड़ा था तो क्या होगा, उन्होंने समुद्र पे कूदी लगाई, वो 100 योजन का था, वो योजन कितना होगा, ये तो सिलोनी नहीं था हमारा। शंकराचार्य जी ये भी कहते थे कि इस हमारे चंद्रमा में तो तुम गए ही नहीं हो। ये जो तुम आपकी योजन वाली बात है ना भाई साहब, ऐसी योजनों की बात को लेकर के शंकराचार्य ने 1968 में जब ये उनका यान कुछ गया था चंद्रमा पे, सुनी सुनाई बात है, आप जाकर के पूछ लीजिए, यही निरंजन देवपुरी जी शंकराचार्य जी थे, निश्चलानंद जी के पूर्व शंकराचार्य, उन्होंने डिनाई कर दिया था हमारे चंद्रमा पे गए ही नहीं। क्यों? क्योंकि हमारी एस्ट्रोनॉमिकल टेक्स्ट जितना डिस्टेंस बताती है उतने डिस्टेंस पे तुम नहीं गए हो। ऐसा फजीता हो जाता है। हमको आपको समझना पड़ेगा कि फैक्ट्स क्या है और फिक्शन क्या है। ठीक है, चंद्रमा पे जाने की बात कोई आई क्या? ऐसी नहीं जा सकते, ऐसा कोई कुछ किसी ने कहा क्या? वेद जो कहेगा उसको हम बता सकते हैं, मैं बता सकता हूँ। एक्चुअली जो मैं देवरथान्य वाला पैसेज था उसके बाद में है आगे का, तो अभी रहस्यों में नहीं जाना चाह रहा मैं। अगर आई डोंट वांट टू गो इनटू रहस्य, ऐसा नहीं कि मैं नहीं समझ रहा, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा कि ये म्यूंडेन बातें बताने के लिए वेद है। सरस्वती की लंबाई बताने के लिए वेद है क्या? बाय द वे लेट मी आस्क, क्या ये वेद का पर्पज जो मैंने इतना बड़ा लंबा पैसेज बताया, क्या ये बताने के लिए था कि विनशन से प्लक्ष प्रश्रवण की दूरी 44 अश्विन है? बाय द वे डोंट हैव सच एनी कंफ्यूजन्स। ये वाक्य ऐसा नहीं है, वो वाक्य का पर्पस कुछ और है, इसको बोलते हैं भूतार्थवादा। देखिए इसमें ऐसा कहा है, चतुश्चत्वारिंशद अश्विनानि सरस्वत्या विनशनात् प्लक्ष प्राश्रवण तावदित स्वर्गो लोकः सरस्वती संमितेन ध्वना स्वर्गं लोकयान्ति। मिशेल डैनिनो ने आपने पुस्तक लिखी है, आपने भी देखी होगी, वो इसके ऊपर व्याख्यान करते हैं। वो कहते हैं ना, ये कहा है देखो तावदित स्वर्गो लोकः, तो ऑफ कोर्स दिस इज ए फिगरेटिव सेंटेंस, सो दिस सेंटेंस इज आल्सो फिगरेटिव बिकॉज इट डजंट मेक एनी सेंस। पुस्तक खोल करके देख लेना, 44 अश्विन विनशन से सरस्वती का प्लक्ष प्रसरण है, उतना ही यहां से स्वर्ग है, और सरस्वती की यात्रा करने से स्वर्ग की यात्रा तय हो जाती है, आप स्वर्ग पहुंचते हैं। इस वाक्य को देख करके मिशेल डैनिनो कहते हैं कि चूंकि ऐसा हो नहीं सकता, यह असंभव बात है, ये माइथोलॉजी है, इसीलिए सरस्वती का विनशन से प्लक्ष प्रसरण का 44 अश्विन भी माइथोलॉजी है। क्यों? क्योंकि एक अश्विन घोड़े पे एक दिन में जितना सवार होकर के हम चलते हैं वो दूरी है, घोड़ा कौन सा? आपका और हमारा। तो कितने करे, कम से कम कितना चलेगा? कम से कम कितना चलेगा घोड़ा एक दिन में? एनी एस्टिमेट? अरे भाई आदमी 40 किलोमीटर चलता है, मैं चलता हूं, मैं अभी भी इतना बुढ़ा आदमी हूं, 40 किलोमीटर चलता हूं, आराम से चलता हूं, मैं अभी पदयात्रा करके आया हूं। तो घोड़ा कम से कम 50 तो चल लेगा भैया। 50 को 44 से गुना कर दोगे ना तो अरबी समुद्र में भी जाके गिरोगे, डीप इंडियन ओशन में जाके गिरोगे। 2000 किलोमीटर हो जाता है, 1000 किलोमीटर का फासला है शिवालिक से यहाँ के बीच में। ठीक है, तो बहुत सारी बातें, परंतु इसका अर्थ नहीं है फिर क्या? इतना आसान नहीं है वो। ये जो है ना, ये बहुत बढ़िया सेंटेंस है। जो वेद के रिचुअल्स को नहीं जानता, जिन्होंने गुरुओं के पास नहीं सेवा की, वो माई का लाल बता दे इसका अर्थ। चैलेंज है मेरा। ये 44 अश्विन क्यों कहा और क्यों उसको स्वर्गलोक जाता है, वो वहां ऐसा कहा। 44 अश्विन एक टेंजिबल सेंटेंस है। देखिए ध्यान दीजिए, यदि किसी को कहा जाए कि शालिग्राम में विष्णु है, तो शालिग्राम भी हवा में तैरेगा क्या आपका? शालिग्राम भी इमेजिनरी होगा क्या? विष्णु तो इमेजिनरी है ही। अरे विष्णु इमेजिनरी को बताने के लिए कहीं सॉलिड बात तो बताएंगे। अरे शालिग्राम तो हाथ में होगा तभी तो कहेंगे कि ये विष्णु है जो दिख नहीं रहा। समझ रहे हो मेरी बात? वेद में जैसे कहेंगे आदित्य ब्रह्मा, अब आदित्य भी काल्पनिक हो जाएगा क्या? आदित्य ब्रह्मा है, अरे ब्रह्म तो है ही काल्पनिक, मतलब मान लेते हैं क्षण भर के लिए। तो ब्रह्म काल्पनिक जो है वो इस दृश्यमान आदित्य में क्या करेंगे, हम उसको सुपर इंपोज करेंगे, उसको बोलते हैं प्रतीकोपासना। तो यहां पर क्या कहा जा रहा है आप एक्चुअली ये बड़ा रुचिकर 44 कह रहे हैं और बता क्या रहे पता है? तावनित स्वर्गोलोका। कई महीने तो मेरे को इसमें, बहुत साल मैंने एक्चुअली खप गए मेरे इसमें, बहुत सारे विकल्प करके देख लिए कि ये 44 को स्वर्ग कैसे हो रहा है। इनका 24 पे हो जाता है, 21 पे हो जाता है, बहुत प्रकार से होता है वेद में। आई नो ऑल द स्टाइल्स। ये 44 पे क्यों हुआ, 44 पे क्यों हुआ, मेरे को समझ में नहीं आया। इसमें मजेदार बात है, इसके पहले एक ऐसा वाक्य आया, देखिए इसमें पहले ऐसा कहा, आप तो अचंबा करेंगे कि कैसे कैसे वाक्य होते हैं, परंतु कुछ नहीं, फैक्ट और फिक्शन कैसे अलग करना पड़ता है। देखिए ये कह रहे सरस्वत्या भाई देवा आदित्यम अस्तबनुवन, सरस्वती से आदित्य को टेका लगाया। वेरी फनी सेंटेंस, वेद पे अविश्वास मत करना। पर क्या कह रहे हैं? सरस्वती से आदित्य को टेका लगाया, मतलब वो गिर न जाए इसके लिए। और फिर क्या हुआ? फिर उन्होंने कहा साना यच्छत, उसने मना कर दिया, मैं नहीं करती ये काम, मेरे से नहीं हो पाएगा। साभ्यवलीयता, वो मुरझा गई। तस्मात् सा कुब्जिमती व, इसीलिए वो छोटी सी नदी हो गई। ये है इंडिकेशन कि वो पहले बड़ी होती थी। पर अब मैं स्पेकुलेट क्यों करूं, मेरे को ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट नहीं स्पेकुलेट करने में, इसलिए मैं ऐसे सब बातें नहीं बता रहा किसी को। परंतु है, भाष्यकार भी कहते हैं कि वो ऐसा छोटी सी मियांडरिंग नदी हो गई। सा कुब्जिमती व, क्यों? क्योंकि उसने मना किया सूर्य को धारण करने के लिए। तो फिर क्या किया उन्होंने, देवों ने? अब वो कौन देव है, कब किया, ये सब धंधा मत पूछो मेरे को, पर ये मैं बता रहा हूं। देखो उन्होंने किया क्या, वाक्य क्या कह रहे हैं? तम बृहत्या अस्तबनुवन, उन्होंने बृहति को बुलाया। अब ये बृहति क्या है भैया? तो सरस्वती क्या थी भैया? नदी थी। तो बृहति भी नदी थी क्या? नहीं। बृहति कहते छंद का नाम है, वो 36 अक्षर का छंद होता है। 36 अक्षर का छंद होता है। 36 अक्षर के छंद से उन्होंने टेका लगाया उस सूर्य को, और सायच्छत, शी एक्सेप्टेड, शी डिड दैट जॉब। तस्मात् बृहति छंदसाम वीर्यवत्तमा, इसीलिए बृहति जो है सब छंदों में, कितने छंद होते हैं? 7। गायत्री, उष्णिक, अनुष्टुप, बृहति, पंक्ति, त्रिष्टुप, जगति। 24, 28, 32, 36 की बृहति, 40, 44 और 48 पंक्ति, त्रिष्टुप और जगति। खेल क्या है? अब जिसने तैत्तिरीय शाखा नहीं पढ़ी, ये कभी इस बवाल में से कोई अर्थ ही नहीं निकलेगा। उसको ये समझ में नहीं आएगा कि ये बवाल क्या कर रही है लोग। अब ये बृहति का क्या मतलब था यहाँ पर? सरस्वती तो नदी थी, अब बृहति तो तुम्हारी वाणी का एक छंद का नाम है 36 अक्षर का। ये क्या बवाल चल रहा है, और सूर्य को तुम धारण कर रहे हो, और फिर कहते हैं अब देखो इसमें आदित्यम ही दयास्त ब्रुवं, फिर भूल ही गए बात को, 36 भूल गए, बृहति भूल गए, पता नहीं किसके लिए बोला था, शायद उन्मत्त गीतम था। मैं यदि अंग्रेज हूं तो तुरंत होगा ये उन्मत्त गीतम है, ये कुछ नहीं, बकवास है ये सब, फेंक दो इसको, पर इतना भी आसान नहीं है। फिर कहते प्रतिपयंती, गो अपस्ट्रीम, कहानी पता नहीं कहाँ चल रही थी और कह रहे हैं अब अपस्ट्रीम चलो, कैसे, लकड़ी फेंक करके, वो जहां लकड़ी गिरे वहां ऐसा करो और फलाना ठिकाना बदला लंबा जोड़ा, नहीं अन्वीपम अष्टवई पूर्वेण पक्ष सायंती, 8 पूर्व के तरफ चलने पर तद्धि प्रति एका अप्येति दृषद्वती एवा, वहां पर एक नदी आएगी दृषद्वती नाम की, कल्पना में याद कर रहे हैं भैया, मजाक नहीं। दृषद्वत्या अप्यये अपोनप्त्रियम चरुन निरूप्य अथातियंती, दृषद्वती के अप्यय में, कॉन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ दृषद्वती पे अपोनप्त्रिय नाम का चरु, मतलब अपोनप्त्रिय नाम का एक याग होता है, उसको करना, और फिर अथातियंती, फिर क्या करते हैं, फिर 44 वाक्य आ गया, 44 आश्विन है विनशन से प्लक्ष प्रश्रवण। अब ये 44 है, वहां क्या था पीछे, हिंट आपको मदद करता हूं, देखो कैसा वाक्यार्थ कैसे संपन्न होता है, भाग्य से होता है, गुरुओं की कृपा से होता है, परमेश्वर की कृपा से होता है, इसमें कोई अहंकार की वाली बात नहीं। भाष्यकार ने भी कुछ नहीं बता पाए, कुछ नहीं है, किसी को नहीं पता ये बात, आपको मैं बता देता हूं, मेरे पेपर में है पर वो बात, मैंने क्या कहा, देखिए ये 36 है ना, ये क्या कहा इन्होंने यहां पर 8, 44 में से 8 निकाल दो, 36, मतलब क्या हुआ मतलब यह है कि वो चित्र आप जब देखेंगे, यहां से केवल सरस्वती का कोर्स 36 है, और ये जो है ना, ये कंबाइंड फ्लो है दोनों नदियों का, इसको उन्होंने माइनस कर दिया। यहां के बाद उन्होंने एक विधान किया कि 100 गाय छोड़िए, कितनी गाय छोड़िए, 100 गाय चरने के लिए। डेजर्ट में तो नहीं छोड़ रहे ना, जंगल में ही छोड़ रहे होंगे, बड़ी अच्छी सुंदर नदी रही होगी, अच्छा जंगल रहा होगा, आई एम नॉट स्पेक्युलेटिंग मच, बट देयर, यस इट इज देयर, 100 गाय छोड़ रहे हैं एक ऋषभ के साथ, वो यदि 1000 हो जाए तो बीच में ही उठ जाइए, और कहां उठिए, कहां स्नान करिए, उसका विधान किया, और यदि वो पहुंच जाएंगे आप वहां, तो वहां उठ करके यमुना जी पे जाइए नहाने के लिए, इतना विधान कर रहे हैं। अब कितना है ये 36, अब आई समझ में बृहति, इसलिए बृहति लाए थे वो, कि ये सरस्वती संविदेन अधुना स्वर्गं लोकयन्ति, ये बृहति है, ये 36 आश्विन है, इस 36 आश्विन सरस्वती संविदेन अधुना स्वर्गं लोकयन्ति, इसका भी कारण है, बृहति ने कैसे आदित्य को धारण किया, आपको थोड़ा सा समझा दो। 24 जानते हैं ना आप, 24 और 48 का एवरेज क्या आएगा, 36। अगला छंद कौन सा है, ये गायत्री और जगती है। अगला छंद होता है उष्णिक 28, और उधर होता है त्रिष्टुप 44, दोनों का एवरेज क्या आएगा 36। और तीसरा है गायत्री अनुष्टुप, अनुष्टुप है 32, और उधर है पंक्ति 40, दोनों का एवरेज क्या आएगा 36। वेद में तैत्तिरीय शाखा में ऐसा कहा, छंदागुंसी रथो में भवता, आदित्य ने कहा छंदों तुम मेरा रथ बन जाओ, बृहत्यवो धीर भवता, उष्णिक पूरा, उसमें पूरा समझाया कि इधर से इतने काट दो, 12 इधर से काट दो, 12 उधर ज्यादा है, इधर कम है, दोनों को मिला दो, बृहति बन जाता है। सारे छंद मिलकर के पूरा वेद जो है वो बृहति बन जाता है। और इस वेद में जब शस्त्र पाठ करते हैं तो उसमें बृहति सहस्र का पाठ करते हैं, बृहति सहस्र के पाठ से स्वर्गलोक जाते हैं, वो शस्त्र की लीला है उसकी। शस्त्र किसको कहते हैं, तलवार को नहीं, जो होता जिस ऋग्वेद को ऐसा बोलता जाता है वो, और सामने अधूरी खड़ा होता है और घंटों बोलता है वो, और वो घंटों उसका सामने जवाब देता रहता है, उसको बोलते हैं शस्त्र। ऋग्वेदी जो होता है वो जिन मंत्रों को बोलता है उसको क्या बोलते हैं, शस्त्र। उसी को सामवेदी उद्गाता गान करता है, उसको क्या बोलते हैं, स्तोत्र। और ये शस्त्र स्तोत्र का खेल होता है इनका याग में, और उसकी जो संख्या होती है ना, उससे ये लोग स्वर्ग जाया करते हैं। दैट्स ए वेरी पिक्युलर फीचर ऑफ वेदिक, यू नीड टू नो द रिचुअल। नहीं, वो स्तोत्र तो आपके वाले नहीं हो, गणपति का स्तोत्र मत पढ़ना। इस स्तोत्र का अर्थ है जैसे त्रिवृत, पंचदश, सप्तदश, एकविंशति, इसमें चतुश, ऐसे स्तोत्र। मतलब क्या होता है, आवृत्ति होती है शाम की, स्तोत्र कहते हैं शाम की आवृत्ति को। जैसे कोई भी साम है, मान लो आपको, जैसे बृहत, रथंतर, वामदेवी, आपने साम के नाम सुने होंगे, एक्सेट्रा एक्सेट्रा, बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल नहीं जाए, क्या करेंगे आप, परंतु इतना ऐसा है, मतलब है ना, मजाक नहीं थी ना, उन्मत्त गीत नहीं था वो रहस्य है, परंतु वो सामान्य लोगों के बस का नहीं है। आप इतना ही समझ लीजिए कि ये वेद है, मजाक नहीं, और ये फॉर्मिडेबल है, ये दुर्ग है, इसमें घुसना है सम्मानपूर्वक घुसिए, नहीं तो मार खाओगे और गड्ढा खोदोगे, गिरोगे तुम। 60 लाख जूस को मारा तुमने, हमने नहीं, खोदा गड्ढा तुमने और गिरे भी तुम। अब एक गड्ढा और खोद रखा है इन्होंने, क्या गड्ढा खोद रखा है, एक जीनेटिक्स का एक पंगा है, ये लोग बड़ा मजाक बना रखा है। ये कह रहे हैं कि एक अफ्रीकन मदर से ये सब निकले, साइंटिफिकली प्रूवन है। जब वो ओरिजिनली रिसर्च पब्लिश हुआ था, उसमें क्या विवाद हुए थे, अब सब अंडर द रग, उसमें क्या विवाद हुए थे, क्या उसमें दिक्कतें थी, क्या उसके प्रिजम्पशंस है। आई एम अर्जिंग द इंडियन साइंटिस्ट कि यदि हमको काम करना है ना, हमको क्या करना पड़ेगा, नेवर टेक एनीबॉडीज ओपिनियन और स्पेक्युलेशन। तुम उनके एविडेंसेस को उठाओ, प्राइमरी एविडेंसेस को उठाओ, उनके एल्गोरिदम मांगो उनसे कि क्या कंप्यूटर एल्गोरिदम है तुम्हारा, हमको दो, कितना डेटा था तुम्हारा, हम रन करेंगे उस प्रोग्राम को, क्या एजम्पशंस थे तुम्हारी, इफ यू आर नॉट स्टेटेड देम, स्टेट देम, and what you will find is, in the end, it is my experience, what you have assumed without stating, you will prove in the end. What you have assumed without stating, you will prove in the end. And that's a tautology, that's not science. It is being sold in the name of science. We must protect ourselves. कम से कम तुम तो मत बाय करो, उनको करने दो, उनको करने दो, क्योंकि वो अपोलोजेटिक हो गए ना। अब पहले तो रेशियल थियरी थी, पहले अपार्थाइड था, अब क्या कह रहे हैं, अब तो हम सब एक ही माँ की संतान है, तो भैया तुम बन जाओ, हमको कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, पर कम से कम इतने इसमें तो कोई माइग्रेशन नहीं है। अब तुम बताओगे कि मैं 65 साल 1000 साल पहले, 65,000 साल पहले, अरे आने दो यार 65,000 साल पहले के जहाँ से भी आए, क्या फर्क पड़ रहा है, ठीक है, दैट्स स्लाइटली सेइंग थिंग्स।